Yolda duralım kanayım, Leyla görelim, Leyla. Sen sanmadın yerde şair acılar derman erişen
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome, dear friends, in the name of the infinitely compassionate, infinitely merciful one, source of love. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ameen. All praise is Allah's, sustainer of all worlds, the infinitely compassionate, most merciful, sovereign of the day of recognition. You alone do we worship, and you alone do we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those who receive your grace, not of those who bring down anger, nor of those who wander astray. Salams and welcome, dearest friends, on behalf of the Threshold Society and Rumi Circle. We are so grateful to be together at this time in remembrance of our beloved Mevlana Rumi's return to the beloved, returning to love. Perhaps we could take this moment for a few conscious breaths as we arrive into this sacred space together, allowing our eyes to gently close if we wish, becoming aware of our hearts in this present moment, becoming aware of each other, connected across all corners of the globe by the miracle of technology and by so much more. Maybe as we are breathed, we might settle more deeply into ourselves, becoming aware of the threads which connect us in the realm of the heart. These threads weaving and forming a net of golden light, holding each other, our communities, our world, held by the source of all light, all being, enlivening us, increasing us in love, moment by moment, breath by breath. May we keep returning to this breath as we move through our time together, returning, being returned to love. We gather to remember and honour the Urs of Mevlana Jalaluddin Rumi, beloved peer, respected scholar, jurist, poet and mystic, on the anniversary of his passing into the unseen. Mevlana Rumi lived in the 13th century and spent his adult life in Konya, Anatolia. He integrated his firm grounding in traditional Islamic practice, scholarship, and jurisprudence with an ecstatic mystical journey, opened and inspired by his meeting and spiritual companionship with beloved friend and mentor Shamsi Tabriz. Through his being, his life's journey, and his volumes of inspired writings, Mevlana opens us to a path of radical love, rooted entirely in the teachings of the Quran, an example of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. With compassionate yet real and unflinching self-awareness, he guides us to see ourselves, to face our wounds, our egos, our defences, and then invites us to seek beyond them. He invites us to know a divine reality powered only by love, transforming both our perspectives of our earthly experience and our inner beings in the process. Mevlana takes us on an uncompromising and courageous journey through love's universe, beyond sentimentality, through our resistances, continually reminding us that love is the only means of transformation, of liberation, the ultimate reality. By maturing through the experiences of earthly love, which include loss, Rumi teaches us that we can be awakened to the love at the heart of existence, a love with no object. We then become aware that perhaps it was love seeking us all along. He says, many hearts have sought refuge from this love, but it drags and pulls them to its own refuge. Mevlana invites us into tender relationship with our utterly loving sustainer, who cherishes and meets us in our humanness. The mercy and comfort of being loved and accepted beyond judgment, shame, and dogma remain radical, transformative, and deeply healing, perhaps as necessary and revolutionary now as it was 800 years ago. In this, there perhaps may also be gentle counsel towards how we might love ourselves and each other. Mevlana's relationship with beloved Hazreti Shams models for us the possibilities of the divine mystery being revealed through the vehicle of mature human heart connections. He says, those sweet words we shared between us, the vault of heaven has concealed in its heart. One day they will pour down like rain. Our secrets will germinate in the soil of this universe. Mevlana takes us further. With the beloved's life-giving waters, there is no disease. In the beloved's garden of union, there are no thorns. They say, between our hearts, there's a window we can open. But what is there to open if no walls remain? The suggestion that there could be no boundary between us, between each of our beings and the divine being, is both profound and bewildering. Mevlana says, where is this we and this I by the side of the beloved? You made this we and this I in order that you might play this game of courtship with yourself, that all yous and I's might become one soul and finally drown in the beloved. Mevlana returns us to love, the source of all being. In remembering our beloved peer and the ecstasy of his return and union, we are reminded of our origins, our true nature, and our ultimate destiny. Urs means wedding night. For the lovers of God, death is simply the step into intimacy with the divine beloved, the end of the pain of separation, the return to eternal love. Mevlana said, when you see my procession, don't say I'm gone. It will be my reunion. So today, friends, gathered across continents and time zones, we will be together in remembrance and worship, being brought into the beauty and mystery of the Mevlevi tradition with dear teachers and friends in the seen and unseen, inshallah. There will be music, singing of spiritual songs, ilahis, zhikr, poetry, whirling, and recitation of the Quran, God willing. Perhaps this is a good moment to mention that each speaker and the semazans will be spotlighted on Zoom. Mobile devices do not support multiple spotlight views, so we recommend using a desktop or laptop for the best viewing experience. And please select speaker rather than gallery view, usually on the top right-hand side of your screen. The PDF program will also be shared in the Zoom chat, so friends can follow the songs and poetry. We will be following the format of a Mevlevi whirling ceremony, or sema, in 4 sections known as salams. Each salam will be interspersed with poetry readings. Sema means to listen, and the whirling dervish, also known as semazan, turns in a state of deep receptivity emptied of all distractions. The ceremony is also known as the muqabale, the meeting face to face, a hint of the possibilities of this sacred practice. The dervish's right hand is raised to the heavens, receiving the grace of our sustainer, the left hand held humbly palm downwards, such that this grace, passing through the conduit of the heart, may be bestowed in the earthly realm. All components of our universe turn, from atomic to planetary scales. In synchrony with this universal motion, the dervish turns in worship and service, deepening in intimacy with the divine beloved, increasing, God willing, in love. Each salam represents a stage of the spiritual journey, initially beginning with the shedding of the khirqa, the dervish's black cloak representing the shroud of the ego. By the third salam, as experienced in the intensifying music and tempo, the dervish reaches a state of ecstatic union with his or her creator. Their presence is emerged and individual existence dissolves. Yet, this is not the end point of the journey, nor of the ceremony. In the fourth salam, the dervish is called back into the manifest realm in a state of sobriety. This is the rising after the annihilation of prostration. The realization is that servanthood and service are the true fruit and outflowing of human completion, of having experienced unity with one source. The ceremony completes with recitation of the Quran, the Samazans having reached, God willing, a state of sufficient presence, humility, and love to receive the divine word. The verses usually recited include the beautiful reminder, to God belong the rising and setting. Wherever you turn is the face of God. So inshallah, as we begin introducing our beloved brother and elder Selcuk Abi to open with a ney flute taqsim. Salams and ashq olsun, may it become love. Eyvallah.
Oh, Dost. Thank you, dear Selcuk Can. We give thanks for these moments of gathering, for all the dear hearts present with the breath of the Nay, bringing us into the rose garden of our pure Hazrati Mevlana Jalaluddin Rumi. And the gathering of hearts from across the centuries, breathing all together within this universe of love. And we take some moments to dive deeper with the breath within this communion of hearts that stretches back through Hazrati Mevlana and Hazrati Shams to the beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and all the prophets and messengers who have preceded through this humanity of hearts. Supported by the breath of our beloved, sustainer of all realms. And aware of the breath stretching forward through Hazrati Mevlana and all his family and companions and friends, generations unfolding to this moment. All the women and men who have held the light, we give thanks. For this breath, breathing through us in this moment. And inshallah, God willing, carrying forward generation upon generation, reverberating light through this creation. Breathing, being breathed. In this moment, opening to the renewal of this breath. Breathing out whatever tensions this body may be holding. Opening to the inflowing of new life. Releasing whatever sorrows may be accompanying us. Recognizing that through the darkness within the earth, seeds stretch upwards, sprouting into the light, and new life is birthed. As Mevlana, through his continual messages, reminds us, may the Mary of this body give birth to the Jesus of your spirit. May the secret within each of us be supported in this breath of love to bring forth the flowering and fruit of the promise of our Lord. And with the breath, may we open the heart with gratitude through that infinitesimal, non-dimensional point within the heart that opens to the infinite, and the inflowing of succor and support from our beloved sustainer in every moment, breath by breath. Through this heart that can encompass the vastness of the ocean of being, the presence of the beloved here, now. Light upon light, nur ala nur. As we open to the light of the beloved, may we allow that light to be carried upon our breath through the whole of this body, extended all around us, throughout this community of hearts, throughout the whole of this creation, reverberating. Ashk Olsen, may it be love. Ooh. Amen.
Assalamu alaikum. Do we have Zeliha here? Is she part of this program now?
Yes, Dede.
Welcome, Zeliha.
Thank you, Dede Anne.
Dear
It's
one.
wonderful to see you.
Great to see you. Welcome, welcome. So, I think you're going to share some ilahis with us.
Yes, inshallah.
And do we have translations? Are you going to share the translations as well?
Yes,
Great.
yes, we have.
Beautiful. Let's go.
Okay. When asked by friends to choose two ilahis with the theme returning to love, immediately in my heart came the Talabiyya, Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, composed by Kani Karaja, but a prayer, of course, performed during the Hajj, the pilgrimage. I would love to sing it the way Kani Karaca has composed.
Beautiful. I'd like to add a little footnote here because in 1994, we had a whirling dervish tour with the dervishes, whirling dervishes from Turkey, and we were honored to organize that tour. And Kani composed this ilahi especially for that tour. So this is its historic context. With each tour, and we did 4. This is the first, and it was the first in 20 years. And so it has a special place in our hearts for so many reasons.
That's beautiful. I didn't know that, so that's beautiful to know. Beloved Kani Karaca.
Who was the voice of the century, who was the pinnacle of Turkish or Sufi classical music. A great figure.
Yes. So I would like to sing and start with this one. But before I sing, I'd like to read the words in Arabic and the translation. In Arabic, the prayer is Labbaik, Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. In English, translated by dear beloved brother Mahmoud Mustafa, here I am, my Allah, here I am. Here I am, there are none equal to you, here I am. Truly, gratitude and blessings and sovereignty are yours. There are none equal to you. So I will sing it in Arabic and I will repeat each line, and it would be beautiful if all friends could sing it with me, obviously muted. That would be beautiful to sing it together wherever we are. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لا شريك لك.
Amen. Here we are, Lord. May it be so. Okay, Zeliha, a second.
Yes. The second is actually from beloved Yunus Emre. Ben yürürüm yane yane.
Beautiful.
Yes. Burning, burning, I wonder. And the translation is by Kabir Helminski. I will read it in Turkish and later in English. Ben yürürüm yane yane. Aşk boyadı beni kane. Ne akilem ne divane. Gel gör beni aşk neyledi. Gah eserim yeller gibi. Gah tozarım yollar gibi. Gah akarım seller gibi. Gel gör beni aşk neyledi. Akar sulayın çağlarım. Dertli ciğerim dağlarım. Şeyhim Anuban ağlarım. Gel gör beni aşk neyledi. Ya elim al kaldır beni. Ya vaslına erdir beni. Çok ağlattın, güldür beni. Gel gör beni aşk neyledi. Ben yürürüm ilden ile. Şeyh anarım dilden dile. Gurbette halim kim bile. Gel gör beni aşk neyledi. Mecnun oluban yürürüm. O yâri düşte görürüm. Uyanıp melul olurum. Gel gör beni aşk neyledi. Miskin Yunus biçareyim. Baştan ayağa yareyim. Dost dilinden avareyim. Gel gör beni aşk neyledi. Burning, burning, I wonder, bloodied by love, neither wise nor insane. See what love has done to me. One moment a breeze, then dust upon the road. Sometimes a babbling brook. See what love has done to me. Surging like a stream, while my insides burn with pain. Always weeping for my sheikh. See what love has done to me. Oh, take my hand and bring me where I want to be. I have cried so much, now make me laugh. See what love has done to me. I have fled from every place and sought the sheikh from every tongue. Who can understand my exiled state? See what love has done to me. I wander like Mejnun and see my beloved in dreams. But when I wake, I'm back on earth. See what love has done to me. Helpless Yunus, wounded and wasted from head on down, alone and far from my dost. See what love has done to me. Ben yürürüm yane yane, aşk boyadı beni kane. Ne akilem ne divane. Gel gör beni beni aşk neyledi. Gel gör beni beni aşk neyledi. Derde giriftar eyledi. Gah eserim yeller gibi, gah tozarım yollar gibi. Gah akarım seller gibi. Gel gör beni beni aşk neyledi. Gel gör beni beni aşk neyledi. derde giriftar eyledi. Miskin Yunus biçareyim, baştan aya yareyim. Dost dilinden avareyim. Gel gör beni aşk neyledi. Gel gör beni aşk neyledi. Derde giriftar eyledi.
How beautiful. Ne güzel.
Subhanallah.
Eyvallah.
Yeah. And what a caravan this is, that Eunice is on it as well. Mevlana, Shems, and generations hence, all together. It's a big message. It's a big vibration. It's a magnetism that we honor today. And the magnetism of Hazrati Mevlana lives with his message, a comprehensive legacy, not easy answers, but a challenge to the human soul, a challenge to find in ourselves that intrinsic meaning which makes us human. He reminds us that he talks about a great city full of wonders and beauties and monuments and palaces and beautiful gardens, but there's only one thing that's missing. What's missing is a true human being. That great city is the human being. And what we are aiming for, what we are seeking, is the connection to that intrinsic meaning, that mysterion, that secret that is our connection with the divine. Elsewhere, Mevlana says something like, we human beings, we think we know everything about the human condition. This may be more true today than it was even 7 centuries ago, but he said it then. We think we know everything about man's body and brain and chemistry and vital functions, and nothing has escaped us. We know it all. Yet what has not been ascertained is that reality within ourselves that is eternal. He says, for example, somebody comes to the seashore and sees the turbulent waves and the fish and the crocodiles. Yes, he does say crocodiles. I didn't believe it, but I found out later that there are a dozen or so species of crocodiles that live in the ocean. I know about these from Costa Rica. There are such things. So Mevlana said it. You come to the ocean, you see the fish, the crocodiles, the surf, and the person says, but I came for pearls. I don't see any pearls. Maybe there are no pearls. And then Mevlana says, all of human knowledge, all sciences, all professions are like measuring the ocean in cupfuls. No matter how many cupfuls you take out of that ocean, you will not find a pearl. To find the pearls, you must be a diver. So our path calls us to dive for pearls. How are we going to dive for the pearl, for the mysterion, for that secret of our intrinsic, eternal humanness? Maybe it's in that moment when your forehead, in the midst of the desert, touches the sand in the oblivion of prostration to Allah. Or maybe it's in a moment of grief and suffering when your heart turns for refuge to that one source that sustains us and heals us. Or maybe it's in the confusion of just this distracted world we live in that we practice returning again and again to that innermost truth, that innermost secret that's found really in the stillness of the heart, in the quietness of the mind. So our peer summarizes his message in this way. You are divers. Learn to dive for that pearl. Don't settle for easy answers and spiritual cliches and truisms. Find the reality of what we're talking about and know that this is your destiny. Evalahu. So, I believe it is time for the knot. Evala. The knot, which is really a hymn in praise of Prophet Muhammad, in praise of all prophets, because the prophets and messengers and great saints that have come to humanity are the foremost evidence of divine mercy. Evala.
Ya Hazreti Mevlana Ya Habiballah Resulü Halik-i Yektatü Pakü bihem tatü Nazenini Hazreti Hak Sadr-ı Bedri Nuri çeşmi enbiya mi çeragi matü Ya Mevlana Akdan Şems-i Tebrizi kidaret Nat-i peygamber ezi ber Mustafa müçteban Seyyidi alatü Ya bel Ya Veli Allah Allah dost of men are hidden, the world's upon their shoulders. The best of men are hidden, the world's upon their shoulders. In the land of Yemen, way seeker Rani. In the land of Yemen, way seeker Rani. The sun must love its shadows, or why is it shining? The sun must love its shadows, or why is it shining? In the land of Yemen, way seeker Rani. In the land of Yemen, way seeker Rani. Night is illumined, the moon within is rising. Night is illumined, the moon within is rising. In the land of Yemen, way seeker Rani. In the land of Yemen, way seeker Rani. This love's beyond form, the air is transparent. This love's beyond form, the air is transparent. In the land of Yemen, way seeker Rani. In the land of Yemen, way seeker Rani. This desert's made for worship, the heart reveals horizons. This desert's made for worship, the heart reveals horizons. In the land of Yemen, way seeker Rani. In the land of Yemen, way seeker Rani.
Come, come and be love's willing slave, for love's slavery will save you. Forsake the slavery of this world and take up love's sweet service. The free the world enslaves, but to slaves love grants freedom. I crave release from this world like a bird from its egg. Free me from the shell that clings. As from the grave, grant me new life. O love, O love, O quail in the free fields of spring, wildly sing songs of joy.
Bismillah. Don't go away. Come near. Don't be faithless. Be faithful. Find the antidote in the venom. Come. Come to the root of yourself. Molded of clay, yet kneaded from the substance of certainty. A guard at the treasury of holy light. Come. Return
the root of yourself. Once you get hold of selflessness, you will be dragged from your ego and freed from many traps. Come, return to the root of yourself. You were born from the children of God's creation, but you have fixed your sights below. How can you be happy? Come, return to the root of yourself. Although you are a talisman, protecting a treasure, you are also the mind. Open your hidden eyes and come to the root of yourself. You were born from a ray of God's majesty and have the blessings of a good star. Why suffer at the hands of things that do not exist? Come, return to the root of yourself. You are a ruby embedded in granite. How long will you pretend it isn't true? We can see it in your eyes. Come to the root of yourself. You came here from the presence of that fine friend, a little drunk, but gentle, stealing our hearts with that look so full of desire. So come, return to the root of yourself. Our master and host, Shamsi Tabriz, has put the eternal cup before you. Glory be to God. What a rare wine. So come, return to the root of yourself.
Her kelamın anası La ilahe illallah, cümle varın Mevlası La ilahe illallah, cümle derdin dermanı La ilahe illallah, illallah, illallah, la ilahe illallah, illallah, illallah, Muhammed Resulullah. Taliplerin şükrüdür la ilahe illallah, kalplerinin fikridir la ilahe illallah, dillerinin zikridir la ilahe illallah, illallah, illallah, la ilahe illallah, illallah, illallah, Muhammed Resulullah. Gel terk eyle gayreyi la ilahe
we stood together, hand in primordial time. Now, at last, we are one again. We are all of one soul, struggling along one path, and all drunk with the same wine. From among the two worlds, we chose love alone. Except for that love, there is nothing we adore. What bitterness did our souls suffer from separation? At long last, we are free from separation. A ray from the sun came in through an opening and raised us up in dignity, however low we were. O sunlight, don't withhold your loving radiance from us. Aren't we sitting in the robes of your radiance? By your radiance, we are transformed into rubies. It is because of you that we exist. Dancing like particles before you in our yearning for you, we abandon all our chains.
Bismillah. Didn't I say, don't go there? I am your friend. In this mirage of existence, I am the fountain of life. Even if your anger takes you 100,000 years away, in the end, you will return, for I am your goal. Didn't I say, don't be content with earthly forms? I am the designer of the intimate chamber of your contentment. Didn't I say, I am the sea, and you are a single fish? Don't strand yourself on dry land. I am your clear sea. Didn't I say, don't get caught in the trap like a helpless bird? I am the and make you cold. I am the fire and your warm desire. Didn't I say, they will implant their qualities in you until you forget that the best qualities are here? Didn't I say, you do not know from what direction your affairs are? I am the creator beyond directions. If light is in your heart, find your way home. If you are off God, know your benefactor.
Everything in existence is the manifestation of a single source of life and being. And we say these words, La ilaha illallah, to remind us of the oneness of being and to remind us not to make idols of our egos, whims, and desires. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
If a wealthy person brings 100 sacks of gold, God will only say, bring the heart, you who are bent double. If the heart is pleased with you, I am pleased. And if the heart is opposed to you, I am opposed. I don't pay attention to you. I look to the heart. Bring it, poor soul, as a gift to my door. Its relation to you is also mine. Paradise is at the feet of mothers. The heart is the mother and father and origin of all creatures. The one who knows the heart from the skin is blessed. You will say, look, I have brought a heart to you. God will respond, the world is full of these hearts. Bring the heart that is the axis of the world and the soul of the soul of the soul of Adam. The ruler of all hearts is waiting for a heart filled with light and goodness.
Joseph said, come, where is your gift? The guest, ashamed, sobbed aloud. How many a gift, said he, did I seek for you? No worthy gift came into my sight. How should I bring a nugget of gold to the mine? How should I bring a drop of water to the great sea of Oman? I would be bringing cumin to Kerman, the source of all cumin, if I were to bring my heart and soul as a gift to you. There is no grain that is not in this barn, except your beauty, which has no equal. So all I could bring to you is a mirror, like the inner light of a pure breast, that you might behold your beautiful face within it. O you who, like the sun, are the candle of heaven. I have brought you a mirror, O light of my eyes, so that when you see your face, you might think of me. He drew forth the mirror from under his arm. The fair one's business is with a mirror. What is the mirror of being? Non-being. Bring non-being as your gift, if you are not a fool.
Amen. And God answers all calls made in sincerity and truth. Bismillah. Ya Allahu.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Walduha walayli idha saja mawadaka rabbuka wa makala walalakiratu khairul laka minal ula walasawfa yutika rabbuka fatarda alam yajidka yatiman fa'awa ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث Sadaqallahu al-azim.
Vakti Sharif Hayrola, Haylar Fetola, Sherler Defola, Allahu Azimuşşan ismi zatin Pür Nur Elia, Demler sıfalar ziyade ola, Dergah izzete makbul ola, Demi hasrati Mevlana, Siri Şemsi Tebriz, Keram İmam Ali ve Şefat Muhammed Nabil Ummi, Hud ilim, Eyvallah. First of all, thank you everyone who have made this gathering possible, seen and unseen, heard and unheard. I wanted to also acknowledge that 2 souls have passed from our world this week, and one is Jalaluddin Loris, may his soul be blessed, son of our Murshid Suleiman Dede. Jalaluddin was a servant of Mevlana for all his life. God bless him. And also Robert Crane, an Islamic scholar, a great Sufi, a close friend, also passed away. May their souls be received and blessed. And may everyone in this circle be blessed. And those that need to be healed, be healed. Those whose hearts are heavy, may they be lightened. Evalahu.